What does it mean to invest in better? This is Ontario, Canada, and its vast, serene, and peaceful north. There's nothing else like it. Freedom is truly felt in this amount of nature. This also is Ontario, Canada, and its thriving, expanding south. Industry and opportunity continue to accelerate from it and drive this enormous country. The travel time from Amsterdam to Toronto, Canada is 7 hours. However, it would take another 5 hours of flight travel to reach Canada's west coast. In Ontario alone, there's over 900,000 square meters of land. Canada is 235 times larger than the Netherlands, and yet still remains among the world's most sparsely populated countries. It is in Ontario's south where you'll find one of the most densely populated areas at the heart of the Great Lakes system. This is the Golden Horseshoe, and Toronto's economic engine is just one of its many facets. The core of the Golden Horseshoe begins at the Great Niagara Falls, and it's this same region that's home to BioVeld, where industrial growth is becoming reimagined with BMI.
Today was an exciting day where we announced the legal transfer of ownership to the BMI Group. We're calling this BioVeld 2, and so it'll be a nice addition to BioVeld 1, which is the former paper mill site, for a total development area of 350 acres and 1 million square feet. One traffic light from downtown Toronto.
On the BioVeld North site, 55,000 square meters are currently rented out. A second complex with a surface area of 40,000 square meters is now acquired to make the best use of the regional storage possibilities. The canals at BioVeld connect Detroit, Chicago, and Toronto for even further economic acceleration.
The only place in Niagara where it comes together with rail and marine, and as you can see, has amazing potential for modern industrial uses. And it certainly didn't look like this 3 weeks ago, so they've done a wonderful job cleaning it up and getting it operational. Our partnership has been extremely productive. Certainly the Veldman's entrepreneurial spirit has kept us on our toes. Things have accelerated and moved at a velocity that nobody had anticipated.
When it comes to investing in better, it begins with considering new possibilities.
It's a small community, about 1,000 people here, and it's very interesting because it's always been a place of wealth in Canadian history. Moose, caribou, beaver, pelts were into Nipigon and then came out Red Rock and traded with the world. So it's always, it has a special place in Canadian history. It's one of the world's biggest paper mills for a long time.
This was our settlement site back in the day, one of the very first ones, just at that Red Rock Mill site. It was just a really good childhood growing up in and around the area. It was, there was always something to do. Very, very family oriented, and it was a great place to grow up. Mill closures have impacted our communities, both Nipigon, Red Rock, and my First Nation as a whole. They were the leading industry in the area. Overnight, they closed. A lot of people lost their jobs, a lot of people lost their livelihood. We relied mostly on that plywood mill, and now we're relying on tourism more. So the dynamics changed. We had to come up with new ways, innovative ways to keep our towns going, to keep our economy up.
When we set this example of how Red Rock, this kind of sleeping town, can be revived and new houses are built, not one, but maybe even 100 or 1,000.
We cherish water. Water's life. So the connection to Lake Superior is strong. We've traveled by canoe. We've settled on the lake. It's our highway.
Being strategically located between so many extensive economies, it's the Great Lakes that will continue to provide opportunity to create economic growth unlike Ontario has ever seen.
It's beautiful here. Canadians don't know it, everyone else in the world doesn't know it, and so we want to make a destination.
Now, more than ever, the global demand for valuable raw materials are being sought after. The northern supply of minerals will continue to support more of what the world demands.
With the shift recently, with all the mining activity here in northwestern Ontario, in order to go green, the battery revolution, you need nickel, you need cobalt, you need lithium. All of these critical minerals are here in northwestern Ontario.
In and around the area, we have many projects on the go in regards to mining, lots of mineral-rich areas in this area, tons of opportunity. We want to take advantage of that.
We'd like to position ourselves as a critical mineral hub, as a port that can both bring these mining machines in and take those minerals out to the world.
Opening the deep sea port here would open up transportation from our area to where these minerals are processed, to where they're used. What's very exciting is the mining projects going on today in our area, and I guess connecting our mineral-rich environment in our area with the rest of the world. You know, having this port open is going to just be a huge economical driver for all, and be an effective means of transportation to go through the old shipping lanes that were already established back in the day.
This is the greatest lake on Earth, and we're here. We have the opportunity to make history in a really positive way. We also have a jump start in that we have natural gas, a water treatment plant, sewage facilities, and hydroelectricity here on the property. We get to make a new community. We get to be creative. What are we going to do here? Let's make a positive difference. To be part of the green energy shift and that shift to sustainable energy, it's fantastic. It's a dream.
In Thorold, that's the multimodal hub, and that's where the logistics can be arranged for connection with the world.
Trade and commerce across Ontario once supported many great communities in the north. If we look at the decline of industries in this context and combine it with the BMI Group's knowledge of repurposing industrial real estate, then even greater opportunities arise for multiple economic infrastructures.
So this is the 5th mill, one every 2 years, kind of where we sit and what we have in the pipeline. That's going to continue for probably the next decade.
It's a great partnership. What you get is you get BioVal, BMI Group, making the investment in purchasing these properties. You get the expertise of HOPA Ports in bringing their management skill and their connection within these businesses to bring them forward and bring them to this area. I think that's huge.
Obviously, the Hamilton-Oshawa Port Authority has a fantastic reputation. Morals, ethically, we align. We share the same vision of expanding freight on the Great Lakes. We have some properties in the northern Lake Superior, and so to tie all of that together, it was a great synergy for us all around with HOPA. There are well over 150 jobs created since the closure of the paper mill. We're almost full at BioVeld 1.
So you know that they're serious about what they're doing, and they have a serious partner with HOPA Ports. So I think unlimited potential.
We have to show investments, which we did. And so that brought everybody around. And now today, you know, we have people doing a tour and appreciating what was and has been done. So it's easier to jump on a going train.
Hi everybody, Vic Fideli here, Ontario's Minister of Economic Development, Job Creation and Trade. We often say that Ontario is open for business, and that is not just a tagline. Char Technologies is a great example of Ontario entrepreneurs who are solving real problems by innovating. Most people see brush, forest biomass like twigs, branches, and bark, but the team at Char saw beyond that. They figured out how to turn this bulky byproduct into an alternative to fossil fuels that will make an incredible difference. They've truly turned trash into treasure. And we are so happy to hear that Char Technologies will be expanding in Thorold. As Canada's clean energy capital, we need bold solutions to create the clean energy to power our province for generations to come and keep us humming as the economic engine of Canada.
So you have a connection between energy production, energy use, through different tenancies, and creating basically a daisy chain where you have sort of a closed loop. And so for myself, I think that's a big driver.
With a direct connection to the national rail network, BioVeld can provide land, water, and highway transport as a multimodal industrial hub. The current war in Ukraine has further accelerated this need, and BioVeld's services to global demands are quickly becoming the catalyst for unprecedented opportunity. This creates huge demand for logistics space, and vacancies in Toronto are below 1%. BioVeld's warehousing ventures continue to increase and support a thriving market. Additionally, COVID-19 has resulted in stockpiling inventory across many businesses. The northern supply of minerals will continue to supply more of what the world demands. And the Seaway Corridor provides global expansion thanks to the Great Lakes. And beyond all of this, Canada has recently doubled its immigration, with over 1 million global citizens added to the economy in the last year. The people who continue to call Canada home will continue to need land, infrastructure, and jobs.
You know, my biggest dream in Red Rock is to make history. We have blank slate here. Let's do something unique. Let's make history. So I think that's why I'm here, why BMI is here. We can make history in a positive way.
It's a game changer, it's very positive, and I'm very, very excited to be a part of it. It's good for the future, it's going to build up the economy.
The future is bright, and things are going to get very interesting, with more positive announcements to come as we move forward.
So we talk about the green dock, we talk about hydrogen production, we talk about biogas production, we talk about, solar and energy storage, all of these components over the next 10 years. Hopefully that we can come back here and this place is abuzz.
This multimodal hub is not going to just benefit the economy and the supply chains that exist here in southwestern Ontario, but all across this great country and, quite frankly, internationally.
The Thorold Hub is one of the grander visions to build a marine sector, and no region is better positioned to do this than Niagara.
The responsibility for this lies heavy on the BMI shoulders, but we truly feel that with the region's support, the politicians' support, and all of the surrounding neighborhoods, we can pull this off. So thank you.
And truly, it's the next generation that's going to live off the legacy of what your hard work is doing today.
The power of community, well, it's grounded in our faith. I mean, we are created to be together and to work together. What we often say, alone you can maybe go faster, but together you can go further. Profit is not just money, it's so much more than that.
So, what does it mean to invest in better? To us, it means stepping into the future together with a consideration for the past and a respect for our land.